Hello, all of you mind readers. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Akira. Akira is a 1988 anime directed by Katsuhiro Otomo. He's a manga artist, animator, and director. He hasn't done that much directing, mostly done a bunch of manga and animation, but from what he's done, he does look like a competent animator and director. For the voice acting background, I tried to look for stuff that these people have been in, but since this was released in 1988. Most of it was a little before my time. But I did find some talent from the following. Disastrous Life of Psyche, link in the description. I've done a review on that series. Death Note, Junji Ito collection as well, and Baki Hanma. Before we begin, slight trigger warning for a little bit of nudity, lots of violence, and a little bit of body horror at the end. But if any of these things trigger you, then, well, you've been warned. None of that is included in the review. In the show, that's what happens. Anyway, so what's the movie about? We get some backstory. World War III apparently started in 1988. The first shot of the movie is Tokyo getting nuked. Off to a fantastic start. 31 years later, Tokyo has been rebuilt next to the ruins of the old city, so old and new Tokyo. There's some big bad government in charge. So there's a bunch of riots, resistance groups, high crime rates, maybe even poverty, all that stuff. We meet Kaneda, Tetsuo, and their bike buddies as they fight a rival biker gang. The bikes look like they're from Tron, and I would like to note that the technology is advanced in this movie, obviously set in the future, so they want some high-tech stuff. Quite cool. Meanwhile, a man and a little kid run away from some police. We zoom in, and the kid looks 93. He's got wrinkles, and he's pale, almost blue in color. The man gets killed, and the kid yells out. Then some stuff blows up, and glass breaks. He then vanishes into thin air. That's a neat trick you've got. So little homie has some powers, huh? We also meet Boss Baby, who looks like he's tracking the kid. I'm calling him Boss Baby because he's working with this big government dude, and he's got helicopters and like soldiers with him. Also, he looks just as old as the other kid, but talks like a young child. But anyway, we also meet Ryu and Kei, some resistance fighters who are also looking for this kid. So everyone's looking for him. Kaneda and Tetsuo continue their biker chase and accidentally run into the kid. This kid was about to get run over by Tetsuo, but he instead puts his hand out and blows Tetsuo up. So we've definitely confirmed that there's some kind of telekinesis at play. Boss Baby catches up, telling the kid to, quote, "Come home, we can't survive on the outside," end quote. What the fuck does that mean? By the way, Boss Baby takes the kid and Tetsuo back with them wherever they came from. Tetsuo starts having hallucinations, headaches, and all sorts, and this is where the Akira meme comes from. So the kids and Tetsuo end up in this big government facility. This is where everyone lives now. This facility houses 3 kids, all looking very old and frail. Takeshi, the original kid, Masaru is the boss baby, and Kyoko is the girl. They all talk about Akira. They have Akira's powers. They say it is powers of God. The kids have visions and say that they're going to meet Akira. So is Akira a god? Is Akira a person? Is this power just called Akira? We're not sure yet, but these kids have telekinesis and other psychic powers like precognition. So dealing with a few powers, it's like general mind powers, you know what I mean? The scientists do tests on Tetsuo and find that he has gained some similar sort of power after interacting with Takashi earlier. We jump between a bunch of characters and now we follow Ryu and Kei. We figure out that they are part of the resistance and are trying to infiltrate that government facility, uncover their secrets and whatnot. We also see that the public praises Lord Akira and is praying for salvation of humanity. Apparently some information about the legend of Akira leaked outside of the facility. Also, government officials are saying that Akira caused World War III, which was that nuke in the beginning of the movie. So if that kind of power is being controlled by kids, oh shit, that's not good. Tetsuo wakes up one day with full-blown powers, and he gets immediately bullied by the other kids, like mind style, you know. I guess I don't like him. It was a weird scene, but it was so interesting. Jump back to Kaneda, who joins Ryo and Kei on their mission now. The gang sneak into the facility disguised as engineers coming for cable repair. So Tetsuo has his powers now. Right, first thing on the list is fucking obliterating some security guards on his way to the baby room. That scene was insane. I was so shocked. Then Tetsuo and the kids battle a bit, and Kaneda and Kei arrive and witness everything. Tetsuo finds out where Akira is and literally flies away to go see him. It's so cool, man. On the way, he kills some of his old friends, so he's completely changed now into an evil supervillain. He goes on a rampage, killing soldiers, destroying tanks, entire bridge systems too. So we see in more detail how powerful he actually is. So the kids, I don't know if they're kidnapping her, but they fade Kay out, which is just the funniest looking thing. They obviously want Kay with them, and they end up using her as a vessel to fight Tetsuo. So the kids and the army throw everything they have at Tetsuo, but they all fail, and he makes it to meet Akira. Spoiler alert, turns out that, plot twist, Akira is already dead, and the remains were frozen to be tested by future generations. Well, shit, now what? The government then fires an orbital cannon on Tetsuo, and a few more fights later, it's still not enough. Shit. During the final battle, Tetsuo then turns into what I can only describe as a blob abomination. Akira's frozen parts fuse together at one point and recreate as a human Akira boy, which I'm imagining is what he looked like before anyway. Akira then nukes Japan again and causes a massive flood. Many characters end up dead, and Tetsuo and the kids are described as being just gone elsewhere. And that's the movie. It did end quite abruptly, so I looked up what Akira means, and Akira, the word in Japanese, means bright or clear, or sometimes intelligent. So that gives me nothing to go off of. Okay, so I did some digging, and apparently Tetsuo went off to another dimension, finds inner peace, and creates a new universe. Good for him. So, I'd like to say that this movie was awesome. When I saw snippets of this movie in the past, I knew there was some psychic abilities of some kind, and I thought Kaneda was Akira, judging by the posters and the artwork all showing Kaneda, and I didn't see any Tetsuo anywhere. But when I watched it today, man, I was surprised. I was like, oh, it's him with the powers. Why did they show all of him? Anyway, first off, the animation is stunning. Right as the movie starts, I was so surprised at how smooth everything was. I don't know how many frames it is, but it's so smooth. All the action scenes are dynamic and unique, especially considering the scale of the powers they have. They really show it all off. We also see all sorts of weird technology, which are also animated well. Weird technology, but still grounded enough that we can understand how they all work. I think the cherry on top is the final disgusting transformation into Tetsuo's final form. That was so disgusting, but so detailed. It was sick. Secondly, the music is awesome. It sounds like a bunch of bells and charms, drums, choirs, only traditional instruments. It gives this movie a vibe that I've never seen before. Usually modern movies use brass and string instruments to create a huge orchestra for movies. Think of The Matrix, Batman, Avengers. They all have amazing, huge soundtracks. But here, it's so different, but it fits so well. I'm so impressed. Lastly, there was the mystery around Akira. Who or what is Akira? How did the kids get these powers? Is Akira going to return? Is Tetsuo dead? Some of it is explained, but it's vague enough that we figure out, oh yeah, they just have unlocked these. Only kids can have it. Akira was a boy, etc., etc. It's nice to have a bit of mystery. Too much, and it's confusing. Too little, and it's boring, you know. And then the voice acting is great as well. Just might as well throw that in. So with that all being said, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. With the amount of effort that goes into great animation like this, I'm happy to give this a 10. I can't think of a huge story problems, any pacing problems, nothing. All around the board, it's just a great movie. This is probably the best animation quality I've ever seen. So, story was good. Music was really unique, but I loved it so much. And of course, the animation is the best. So if you like really smooth animations and just action superhero anime in general, I recommend Akira. Side rant. This movie was made in 1988. I know I reviewed Snow White before. That was 1937, I think? 1930s. And that was the first animation movie to come out. And I thought that was smooth. Man, I was so wrong. Fuck. And it looks like 1988 is where animation peaked, because I can't even think of any animation, any 3D, 2D. I can't think of animation as smooth as Akira and as detailed. And since 2D is so much more difficult than 3D, obviously 3D like modeling is so smooth now, but it's just such good quality. I can't believe 1988 is where we peaked, and all the popular anime came after Akira. You know, I can think of, oh, what's the best anime? Oh, this one. They all made after Akira. I think Akira might have paved the way for everyone else, but I think Akira has the best animation, I think, by far. It's quite cool. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.